Hello everyone, tonight on our program, a contract that made no economic sense. Imani Africa's Vice President, Salom Brantier, reacts as Bank of Ghana wins case brought against it by Septon Switch over termination of the retail payment system infrastructure in 2017.
The company was saying that they were going to build an infrastructure and operate and transfer to the government. But at the rate at which they were doing that build, operate and transfer, it did not even make economic sense.
More on the ruling by a London International Court of Arbitration ahead. Also tonight, Cocoa Board rubbishes Auditor General's report suggesting expired fertilizers and agrochemicals valued at 23.9 million cedis had been written off from its books without parliamentary approval. And entrepreneur Gladys Inchi-Boateng in your shorts is bringing freshness to Ghana's cosmetics industry. The Joy Business van visits her startup Jimit Cosmetics, which is producing natural deodorants right here in Ghana. Thanks for joining us. My name is Darryl Kwao. Details after this. Welcome back. Tonight we're getting reaction to news that Bank of Ghana has won the case brought against it by Septon Switch over termination of the retail payment system infrastructure in 2017. According to Vice President of Imani Africa, Salom Brantier, Septon Switch Systems contract with the Bank of Ghana did not make economic sense. We'll hear from him in a bit. First, this report from my colleague George Afe, who has been following the ruling by a tribunal constituted under the London International Court of Arbitration.
According to a statement issued by the Bank of Ghana, the tribunal also ordered Septon Switch to make a substantial payment to the Bank of Ghana with respect to legal fees and cost of arbitration. The tribunal argued that the case was dismissed due to failure of Septon Switch Systems to comply with the initial order. This included an award made by the tribunal in favor of Bank of Ghana, which required the company to make an interim award of payment for security cost. On April 9, 2018, Septon filed a request at the tribunal seeking a relief of $478 million from the Bank of Ghana. But the Bank of Ghana, in a statement, argued that upon the new management of the central bank assuming office after the 2016 elections, the Bank of Ghana pushed for a review of the contract due to concerns that the tender price was 33 times more expensive than the next most expensive bid. The Bank of Ghana argues that following the termination of the contract with Septon Switch in 2017, the Bank of Ghana's subsidiary GIPS was able to deliver the mobile payment system's interoperability at a small fraction of the cost, saving the Ghanaian taxpayer billions of Ghana cedis.
Well, earlier on the marketplace, Vice President of Imani Africa, Salom Brantier, said if the agreement had persisted, there was not going to be value for money for the central bank, a situation that would have hindered growth of the banking sector's payment system.
It is very good news for Ghanaians that we have been able to succeed in this particular case. The main reason is because the basis under which Septon itself took this matter up and what they intended to achieve, for all intents and purposes, was quite against the spirit of innovation and the kinds of payment, when we say remuneration for payment gateway-related activities in the country. So for us, it's very welcome news, and it has really justified the decision of the government, as well as the new management of the Bank of Ghana, to cut off those payments and abrogate any deals with that particular company.
But also, let's also look at the reasons assigned to the judgment as well. What's your perspective on that?
Yes, you see, right from the get-go, the procurement processes which SIPTON undertook to get into contract with the Bank of Ghana were not even in the right taste or according to the right procedures. First of all, they did a bid where, as you said earlier, even in your presentation, the nearest bid was about 33% less, 33 times less, rather. And we are looking at a situation where this company was saying that they were going to build an infrastructure and operate and transfer to the government. But at the rate at which they were doing that build, operate, and transfer, it did not even make economic sense when you looked at the quantum of mobile money payments and receipts that were happening in the country and even happening as of now. And if you also looked at the fact that they had grossly overcharged for this particular service, when it is just a matter of implementing what in technology will be called an API, or a set of simple, a set of simple systems where one system will connect another, when the companies themselves had already invested. And when I talk about the companies, I'm talking about the telco companies.
All right, a reaction there to the SIPTON switch case, which the Bank of Ghana has won. Now, management of Cocoa Board has published an Auditor General's report that expired fertilizers and agrochemicals valued at 23.9 million cedis had been written off from its books by the board in 2018 without parliamentary approval. In a statement, the management said it did nothing wrong as the write-off occurred due to mismanagement by the former administration. There is more in the following report.
The statement said when the current management took over administration in 2017, it was surprised to find out that there was significant volumes of chemicals and fertilizers in stock. It therefore caused an audit to be conducted on the items, which revealed that some fertilizers and agrochemicals valued at 23.9 million cedis had expired. Management subsequently sought approval from the board of directors to write off the value of the expired agro input from the books of Cocoa Board, an approval which was duly granted. Cocoa Board said its management is working with the board of directors for onward submission to Parliament for retrospective approval of the write-off through the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. It therefore assured all stakeholders that prudent measures have been put in place to prevent the recurrence of issues of this nature.
Meanwhile, the next cocoa season in October will have all farmers paid electronically. Cocoa Board says this is to stimulate the digital economy and also ensure the security of cocoa funds. Now, this means that no farmer would receive cash for any of the beans sold to Cocoa Board. Head of Public Affairs at Cocoa Board, Fifi Boafo, spoke with my colleague Charles Aite on how this would impact the viability of the cocoa industry.
We are able to take all those challenges and bottlenecks within the system out, and then the farmers themselves get the benefit. The issue about payment to farmers, for example, using the digital means, it helps us to be able to track how much a farmer is receiving. It serves as a sort of a guarantee for the farmer, where the farmer can use it as a basis to take a loan from a bank, because in most instances farmers will tell you that one of their major challenges they face is access to loans for their activity, where in some instances they go to some of the LBCs, take money, and the amount of compensation or the interest on that loan is huge. But if you have a system where the farmer is able to track and there's an account the money is paid into, the farmer can use as a basis to attract a loan from the bank to help their activity.
So when is this exercise going to be fully rolled out?
The enhanced pilot scheme is expected to be rolled out beginning of the next cocoa season, which is 1st of October. But the expectation is that by next year, fully every farmer would have been registered and given a card with his necessary data of himself and his farm also put together, and then farmers can fully enjoy the benefits of this arrangement.
And you're watching Business Live. Ahead, entrepreneur Gladys Inchibuating is bringing freshness to Ghana's cosmetics industry. The Joy Business van will be at her startup, Jimith Cosmetics, which is producing natural deodorants right here in Ghana. That story after this break. welcome back to Business Live. Now, way before deodorants gained patronage here in Ghana, it was common to use fresh lime juice in the armpit to prevent body odor and reduce sweat. At least that was common when Gladys Enchibuating was growing up. Now, in her 50s, Gladys wants to bring that back, but in an innovative way. Her story tonight on the Joy Business Van. Gladys Enchibuating carefully mixing the formula for Jimith natural deodorant at her production center, a space she's created at her home. The formula is well calculated to fight body odor and reduce sweat. Social media is where I chanced upon Jimith Cosmetics. Gladys was gracious enough to invite me to her production center to demonstrate how her products are made. Gladys is in her 50s. Her previous job was that of a shop assistant, but she tells me she always wanted to venture into cosmetics.
I
really wanted to start a business in cosmetics. Growing up, our parents taught us to use fresh lime juice in the armpit to fight body odor and reduce sweat. It's really lasted. So when I had the opportunity to learn about cosmetics, I decided to bring this back, but be very innovative about it.
Once she learned the basics, Gladys began to experiment with her own formulas, with lime being the major ingredient.
I started with lime. Once I mixed the formula, I would store for a period of 6 months or sometimes a year to observe how long it would last before expiration. But my formulas lasted longer.
It's a simple process once you have the ingredients. Gladys is showing me how to make a 50 milliliter deodorant spray.
That one is lime.
So this is lime.
Yeah.
I can smell the lime, yeah, pretty strong. So, just this tiny bit.
Okay. 1 ml.
1 ml.
Yeah. Then,
you stir. So you stir for how long? How many?
Just
a few seconds.
3 seconds. Yeah.
Okay. Are we going to stir?
Yeah.
Okay. I can use this. Then what's next?
It's not. It's finished.
Oh, we are done.
Yeah.
Gladys made family and friends try her first products.
This was the very first product I made in a transparent bottle.
The reviews were good. She was motivated to make it big, so she invested in packaging that will match imported deodorant products.
Jimith natural deodorants really suit our climate and are really safe to use. There are no chemicals. It's made with natural essential oils and users do not have to worry about any irritations.
There are two types of the natural deodorants, the roll-on and the spray. Now what Gladys needs to scale up her business is marketing. She's adopted social media and word of mouth. Gladys is getting recommendations too, with a number of clients across Europe, including the UK, Italy and Sweden.
I am hoping to expand operations and move out of my current production center here at home to a bigger place. Then I can employ more people and help in reducing unemployment here in Ghana.
Gladys believes she's the first to produce natural deodorants on a large scale here in Ghana. She's really excited about what she's doing right now. And why not? She's brought freshness to Ghana's cosmetics industry. watching Business Live. That was the Joy Business Van episode on Jimith. One more thing is made right here in Ghana, and that's something we should be excited about. Now, to other news. The European Union and the African, Caribbean and Pacific Group of States are partnering with the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry on the MSME digitalization project. This is to improve access to and affordability of connectivity and digital services in the SME sector to strengthen their capacity to face the COVID-19 crisis. The partnership, which was signed at the Chamber SME Forum, is also to reinforce digital services to foster the continuity and quality of education and health services. There's more in this report.
The overall objective of this partnership is to help Ghanaian MSMEs to be more resilient. Capacity building on digital tools such as e-commerce platforms will be offered to learn or reinforce skills to sell goods even in cases of a lockdown during the pandemic. Clement Osamoako is president of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
The growth of SME is relatively less stable and more sensitive to economic cycles, firm-specific risks, and industry volatility. The research finding also shows that SME have relatively weak discounted cash flow, total turnover, and total assets, suggesting a weak value orientation. This calls for the need to build a capacity of SME to identify and address their business issues, among others, arising from economic cycles, leverage exposures, and market volatility.
Meanwhile, the Chief of Staff, Fremal Paris, says government is considerate of the challenges SMEs face. According to her, aggressive reforms are being employed to ensure SMEs are able to compete with counterparts under the Continental Free Trade Agreement.
What is of prime importance to us, and for which reason we are gathered here today, is the severe impact of the pandemic on SMEs and the way forward. This development calls for rapid and concerted efforts from both the players in the sector and government.
The Agent France for Development Group is a public entity with finance, support and expedites transitions towards a more just and sustainable world.
What we do produces and provides opportunity for so many more people. When we talk about job creation, the agenda that the government is driving to support and ensure that Ghanaian youth and businesses thrive, that is what we do on a daily basis. And most importantly, this is the avenue to try and ensure that Ghana is able to also go beyond aid. Government has ensured that the GNCCI sits on the board of the GEA so that we can learn and share and work and support MSMEs.
As a French overseas aid platform for sustainable development and investment, the AFD Group and its partners create shared solutions with and for the people of the Global South.
All right, and that story bringing us to the end of Business Live. Thanks everyone for watching. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Thanks for watching. We are back same time tomorrow.